What is good with the YouTube fight fans all over the world? It's your boy, the realest of the real. Yes, sir. I say the Real Talk Boxing. It is a privilege and honor and a major blessing to be back with you beautiful people yet. Again, I want to revisit the kickoff press conference with Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant that happened. First off, let me apologize. You see, when I watched this press conference, I didn't watch the press conference in its entirety. I watched highlights. So what I saw in the highlights was them talking, going back and forth with the microphones. And then the certain highlight that I watched showed them doing the face-off. And that's when the hook, pullback, two-piece came into play. And that's the order that I thought it went in. And that's why I presented it the way that I did. That was my fault. I should have done the research properly, and I should have tightened up on my research, but I just went off that highlight, and that's the reason why I announced it in that certain order. And I also said the fight was in September and it's in freaking November. It happens, man. We mess up sometimes, man. It is what it is. Okay, so what I want to talk about now is, Caleb Plant saying that Canelo Alvarez went on a steroid rage, and the fact that Canelo Alvarez reasoning for going off on Caleb Plant was because he was talking about his mother. By that being said, I'm thinking about the fact that he said MF, Now, obviously, the press conference started out with them coming to the front, and then they did the face-off. That's when it all started. Now, I don't know what was uttered between the two when the microphones weren't close enough when they were doing a face-off. Maybe Caleb Plant said something at that point that pissed Canelo Alvarez off, but I certainly don't think it's the word MF. I think that Canelo Alvarez knows what that word means. I don't think that's what set him off, and you have a buttload of people doing videos about Canelo Alvarez saying that to Demetrius Andrade, when Andrade kind of tried to, spoil his post-fight press conference, after one of his fights that he won. I believe it was Billy Joe Saunders, if I'm not mistaken. And to me, when Andrade was speaking to him, there was this older gentleman that was with Andrade, and he was the one that was running off at the mouth when Canelo said, I will F you up, mother, But nevertheless, he used those words too. Whether he was talking to that older gentleman or Demetrius Andrade, I wasn't sure which of the guys he was talking about. But nevertheless, he used the words, so it really doesn't matter. So I honestly don't believe that that's what set him off. I think Caleb Plant in that face-off uttered something to him, possibly the same thing he uttered about, getting popped for PEDs and his boy Valdez. I think that's what set him off, in my honest opinion. Going back and watching the whole press conference in its entirety, I'm like, maybe he said something to him, about the PEDs or something like that. You're a cheater that pissed him off, and that's why he pushed him, But I'm surprised that there was no consequences, you know what I'm saying? Because still, to me, it looked like he slapped Caleb Plant, but maybe he caught him with his fingers or something. But nevertheless, he suffered, some lacerations under that eye. But it's not professional. It's very entertaining. It's drama for the fans, but you ain't getting paid to get up there and squab, man. You're getting paid to get up there in the ring and do what you got to do. Millions of cash, man. So you don't want to mess that up by, getting mad. Now, a little drama is good for anybody, but you could have messed up a major bag doing that. Just because you got mad at something Caleb Plant says. Now, he got, in my opinion, and what I saw, he may have gotten under Canelo's skin. Some people don't think so, but what did he really say when they were facing off, when the cameras or the microphones weren't close enough to get the audio? And I just don't think it was the word MF. I think he knows what it means. But, this reminds me of a story that I heard from Peter Quilling, Kid Chocolate. He said he met Sergey Kovalev one time. And he told Sergey, hey, man, you a bad mother. You can really fight. You know what I'm saying? And Kovalev got seriously offended. He was like, well, what is this? You talk about my mother. What the? And he said he was getting ready to, put hands on him. But Peter was like, yo, hey, man, translator, come over here. Let him know I'm not, He honestly thought he was talking about his mom. But I don't think that's the case with Canelo. Man, I think Caleb said something else to set him off. He didn't like, and that's why he pushed him. I'm just thought, man, don't mess up the bag. I was entertained. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was like, okay, man, we got some drama. But like when you really look at it, that bag could have been really messed up. So we got to chill out with that, man. Talk your trash, do what you got to do. But a lot of people would say, hey, man, Caleb got under your skin. But I still think that Caleb was a little nervous. I think he had enough nuts to say what he said and possibly got under Canelo's skin. Does that change my opinion on whether or not he's going to win that fight against Canelo? Listen, every fighter has a chance. Don't get me wrong. We got two hands, right? I always stress that. But I just do not see him beating Canelo Alvarez. Not even close. Canelo says it's, within 8 rounds. You ain't going past 8. Because Canelo knows he's going to have to catch up to him more than likely. But, man, how crazy would it be if Plant actually pulled off, man, the upset? That would be nuts. That would shake up the world. Not saying it's impossible, but in my opinion, it's dang near. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll have to wait to see. November, and I'll be there. I'm buying that one, even though I believe I know who's going to win that fight. I'm still going to watch it because I think it's going to be a lot of drama. I think Canelo is seasoned enough and experienced enough to not go in there angry, pissed off, mad. Because with some fighters that don't work, that plays against him. You know what I'm saying? Me, I never enter the ring pissed off. Because it messes with my game plan. Your thought process, it serves you very, very well in the fight when you're serene, when your mind is on the task at hand, when you're doing what you have trained to be doing in that ring, what you trained to do in that ring. When you follow that with a sound mind, you 9 times out of 10 you come out on top. But when you're mad, you neglect certain things. You don't do certain things that you were, taught to do or trained to do. It just goes out the window because you're so mad. You're so pissed that you want to hurt this dude. You want to render him unconscious. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, man, you said something I don't like. What you say about my mama? I'm going to get you for that, man. You done neglected the body. You neglected the jab. You ain't bobbing and weaving. You coming in straight. You ain't using lateral movement. Before you know it, you on your butt and you knocked out. Sleep. Night time. It happens. I've seen it. For some fighters, it just doesn't serve them well to go in pissed off and angry. Never did for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's my new outlook on this kickoff press conference. I was still entertained. I thought the drama was pretty cool. But when I look back at it, I'm like, oh, Canelo, don't mess up that bag, bro. And what did Caleb Plant really say is set Canelo Alvarez off? Because I doubt it was the word MF. Definitely. I doubt that. Could be wrong, but I doubt it. Never mind what I doubt. Never mind what I could be wrong about. You know what to do. Comment down below. Let your boy Real Talk know. As always, respect all. Fear none. God bless. Till the next time, Real Talk Boxing. We up and we out here. Play!